Hey guys, this is TheInterloper, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions. In the last episode, we did a couple battles with some monsters on our way to the merchant city of Dorter, where we're going to find out why our Lord Brother Zalbag's spy went silent all of a sudden. So we can probably expect some resistance there. So, since the last episode, I have made a few changes to the party, as I said before. I changed a couple of our characters' classes. Our chemists are now White Mage and Black Mage, and I think they're going to be a huge help to us, because if we just went in this next fight with only Squires and Chemists, we'd probably get wrecked. So basically, we have like a cleric-like character. He can cast Cure and Protect, so that should help out keeping our party alive. And then we have our Black Mage, and if you played any other Final Fantasy game, you know they have their staple abilities like Elemental Magics, Fire, Lightning, Ice. I grabbed all three of them just in case, because certain enemy types in the game have different elemental weaknesses, so it's good to have a little bit of everything, even if you end up specializing in a particular element, like I will. So yeah, that should be pretty exciting. So other things that I changed on a smaller scale, I did give Ramza and Argath move +1, and those are movement abilities that the Squire, there's a movement ability that the Squire gets that gives them an extra square of movement. And since I gave them that, I ended up changing Ramza's battle boots, which gave him another +1 to his move, over to one of our mages. So both of our mages now have battle boots equipped, so they can keep up with the party. Mages and chemists tend to be only 3 movement, which is considerably slow in my opinion. And since Squires already have a natural 4 movement, I decided to keep them up to par with everybody else. It's good to to have your mages with good ranges of movement, just in case things go south or you need them to close in. So I mean, other than that, I gave a few of our characters Phoenix Down, so everyone that has the item command now should have Phoenix Down as an option. Most of my characters have item equipped, at least everyone that we're using. So if anybody goes down, any of our other party members can quickly bring them back into the fight. Let me see. Oh yes, I forgot. I did go to the shop and buy everyone new equipment, because we're going to need the extra HP during this fight, and the MP isn't bad either. Basically, equipment in this game, like I said before, it doesn't decrease the amount of damage you take. It just increases your HP and MP for each character equipped with it. And it is considerably better than the leather cap and clothing that we had before, so our party is looking a lot better now as a result. Alright, with that out of the way, I just wanted to mention a few things. This is the point in the game where the battles get a lot harder. A lot of people that are new to the game tend to struggle with this coming battle in Dorter, because the game introduces a bunch of new classes that are considerably stronger than the base Squire and Chemist classes we've been fighting so far. Not that it's the hardest fight in the game per se. I mean, I would argue that if you're coming into this brand new, you might have to retry this fight a couple times. But since I've played this game a few times, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. it's really just about keeping our characters together, but separated enough so that we don't get caught up in their black mages spells. Because, yeah, if I didn't mention, they have black mages and they have archers on top of that, so that'll be fun. Um, so I had a few ideas for this playthrough. Not so much like, I'm not saying it's going to be a challenge run. I'm going to be playing it mostly the way I want to. And I just like putting a couple strong guidelines in place for myself when I play through this game, since it is, while it is a difficult game at times by default, if you know the game pretty well, it's easy to cheese your way through some of the fights, especially later on. My first guideline is I'm not going to use any cheats or glitch exploits. I know in the original PS1 version that was certainly a problem, and I won't go into too much detail about them, but there were item dupe glitches and things like that. I'm not going to mess with that at all. I honestly don't even really know how they work, but you know, could always look it up. So I'm not going to attempt that at all. I'm also going to avoid using some of the special characters that are considered overpowered. We won't see them until much later on, but I'll mention them as they join our party. Yeah, once you get them, they tend to make the game grossly easy for you, just because of how strong their abilities are. So I'm going to try to avoid those characters in particular. And on top of that, I'm going to be avoiding character builds, even for my generic classes, that would equally cheese the game. So in that role, I'm not going to hold that standard to, I'm not going to hold myself to that standard super late game, just because the game can get more difficult, particularly with the side missions and stuff, and for the dungeon at the end of the game. But for the story missions in particular, I'm going to try and play it. I'm going to keep my party strong, but weak enough that the game still feels challenging. So I'm not going to grind a whole lot either. I'm going to kind of work with what I get as I go along, and if I get a random battle along the way to, like Dorter, like we did over in Mandalia Plain, then I'll go ahead and play it out. Other than that, it'll be grinding just for necessity, in case I'm kidding, my party gets wiped or something. So up till chapter 4, I'm probably going to hold off from too much grinding. Lastly, I'm going to do my best to be a bit of a completionist and finish all of the side content that's in the game. Multiplayer notwithstanding, because I'm not sure about how that's going to work yet. But there's a bunch of side content, particularly in Chapter 4, that I'll be doing before I finish the game. And I hope you guys enjoy that, because it's content that I've probably only experienced once, maybe? So, and I don't remember everything that happens in those side plots, but we do get some very interesting characters from them, some good items, and the battles are very fun from what I remember. So look forward to that. You might even see some of them put in play much later down the road. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and head to Dorter. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Let you know my intentions for the near to far future. But for now, let's get into this battle. So, we don't have a whole lot of room to work with, but we have enough that we can kind of separate our party a bit. The reason we want to do that is because they have 2 black mages on their team. Obviously, if you haven't played this battle before, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But you immediately are surrounded from ranged characters all around you, and they're basically in high elevation locations. And they'll probably be targeting our mages too, so I'm keeping him as far in the back as possible to help support our characters. I said I know naught of it. Do not speak false to me. I know what you've done. Where's Gustav? I will have it from you, one way or another. I don't know. What of the Marquis? Where have you hidden him? Tell me! Oh, shoot. Looks like a scuffle between two members of the Corpse Brigade, I would imagine. I will not ask again. Where are they? The desert! They're in the desert! The sand rat Sietch. Sietch, I think? I don't know. Hold! The order swords. My luck turns foul with the weather. It seems we did well to come here. Have I not seen that man before? You know him, Delita? I've seen his face, I'm sure of it. It was at Egros just after the war's end. Oh. You'll pardon me my misgivings, but this has not the look of any joyous reunion. To arms! Alright. So, yeah. Just judging from the position of all those enemy units, this has the makings of a pretty difficult battle, assuming you don't know what you're doing, of course. But, luckily I've played this game a few times, so, hopefully I can give you guys some pointers in case you guys are attempting the game and having trouble with this fight as well. I've just remembered, that man, his name is Wiegraf. He commanded the dead men during the war, a company of volunteers assembled from the peasantry. Oh. What? But that would make him... I, the commander of the Corpse Brigade. Oh, snap. So he's the leader of the Corpse Brigade. Didn't think we'd find him already, huh? And he doesn't seem too pleased with his subordinate either. So it looks like there's already some infighting in the brigade. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of that later on. Alright, so they're just moving forward a little bit. It does take them a couple turns to get into range to start attacking us, particularly the black mages. They're more mid-ranged damage dealers. So if I move Ramza up here, and I certainly could, we could get an attack in on the knight, but we'd be leaving ourselves open to both the knights and the mage's attack. And this knight has quite a bit of HP, especially this early in the game. There's also a couple archers and this black mage over here who might start trying to hit Ramza. So what we want to do is... Let me check this mage's movement. I believe it's 3. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. I believe his magic would be able to hit from here. So I'm going to move Ramza back 1. And then we're going to wait. There's a very good reason we want to wait. And that's to lure in a couple of them. We want to lure the knight in and the black mage so that we can hit them while the rest of their party can't attack us. So we're gonna move our squire here as well. Is there anything I can do? No. So we're just gonna wait there. Alright, we want to have our black mage wait as well. Let's move from here. We're gonna have our white mage actually buff our party while we're waiting for the enemy to reach us. Excellent. So we have a pretty good chance of this protect going off. The spell actually increases our defense against physical attacks by quite a bit. I think we only take about half damage from it now while the effect is in place, and it lasts for a few turns. Unfortunately, it does have a chance of missing, for our female squire, it was only a 74% chance to hit, but... But luckily it worked out. I'm gonna have her wait again. Alright, so the knight's finally coming in. Alright, this is the black mage that I want to try to take care of first, and luckily... Oops. Luckily, we're out of range of his magic. So now that the knight's finally closed in a bit, we can get in a little closer and start hitting this knight. Alright. Oh, that's unlucky. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, knights tend to have pretty decent evasion due to their due to the accessories they wear. I think he's wearing a cape, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, 12, not bad. Unfortunately, our positioning kind of leaves us open to the black mage casting magic at us. But, you know, we can't just hang in the back all the time. The lead is down. Alright. Nobody's really taken damage yet, which is unfortunate. I guess I'll have him wait for now. He doesn't have the ability to throw items, even though I have the item ability equipped, because I didn't grab throw item yet. But, let's see. If I cast magic now... Oh, it'd go off immediately. That's fantastic. So, we're just gonna come in here. I believe we can finish him off in one shot. Oops. Let's see. Oh yes, definitely. That's fantastic. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what he does. 36, that's fantastic. Alright, so we can hit both the knight and the black mage with this spell. And there goes the mage. Once the mages are down, this battle is pretty easy. The archers can be annoying, but I'm not too worried about them. Argus should be able to take down that archer by himself. Alright, take a little bit of damage there. The damage from the archer. Luckily his and here's the black mage. I'm a little worried about this. Alright, so he's gonna get... Oh, it's gonna be a while before he gets his turn, actually. I think Rams will be able to kill him in one shot. While you're charging your magic, you actually take a little bit extra damage. While you're charging, yeah, you take a little bit extra damage, and all of your evasion, I think you lose all of your evasion as well, because you're trying to concentrate. So, because of that, I should be able to hit and kill this Black Mage. Oh, almost. Oh, but our other squire will be able to finish him off. That's great. If there's any battle that you want the Black Mages to never get off any spells, it'd be this one. Because they're the main threat. Get our Black Mage healed up a bit. Alright. So yeah, that's this general strategy. You want to hang back and let the enemy move in a little bit, and then you want to pick them off one at a time, particularly their weaker ones. Let's see. So I've shown off Thunder. Let me go ahead and show off Blizzard. All of the magic effects in this game I find are very neat. And I don't think any of these... oh wait, it is raining, so we want to do Thunder. Forgot to mention, spells have different... or can get boosted by the weather. So Thunder is great during a rainstorm. Though, maybe they changed it? Because it looks like it's all doing the same amount of damage. I'll just go ahead and use Blizzard just to show a little bit of variety, though. And we'll move our Black Mage back over here. Alright, and we want to have our White Mage come up here. Cure our squire. I believe we'll be able to get that off in time. Not quite. Alright, we'll go ahead and wait. Fantastic. Yeah, our Black Mage has been invaluable. If you don't go into this fight with a Black Mage, I think you just make the fight a lot harder for yourself. It just does so much more damage compared to everyone else, and unfortunately our squire goes down. Argath's a little weak, but he seems to be doing okay against the archer. Alright, let's take down this archer. And then we'll finish off this knight with fire. Well, maybe not quite. But it'll still do a significant amount of damage, that's for sure. There we go. So yeah, pretty fast fight. Take it from me though, when I first played this game on the PS1, this fight really took it out of me. It really showed me how hard tactics can be. And this isn't the last fight that we'll have where it's where the learning curve really what am I saying? This isn't the only hard fight in the game, like where the difficulty spikes. This is just the first. But yeah, we made quick work of those rebels, didn't we? The battle is won. Made a good amount of gil. Got an iron sword and a hempen robe. Those are good pieces of equipment. We'll be putting the robe on our either our white mage or black mage. We know you're of the brigade. There's no use hiding it. Out with it! What have you done with the Marquis? Where are you holding him? You were with your commander, Wiegraf, when we came upon you. Where is he gone? Maybe a beating would loosen your tongue. Argath seems quite the brutal interrogator. Enough, Argath! Listen well. A great host with the Order at its van prepares a sweeping campaign that will bring to book your Turncloak Brigade. You will die. You will be hunted down to the last and slaughtered like the swine you are, for such as Brigand's reward. Ugh. Can't talk. But you, pig, are a lucky one. Tell us what we wish to know, and you may yet keep your bacon. So, where is Wiegraf? Interesting choice of words. How the bloody hell should I know? I'll not bear your ribald tongue, rogue. Learn to guard it, if you not have it cut from your throat. Ah, this use of dialogue is so great. I am no rogue. Tell that to the men you've robbed. You nobles are all the same. You think every man born outside a castle's walls less than human. We fought for this kingdom at peril of our very lives. Yet the moment the war was ended, you turned us out into the streets. What do you think makes you so special? Birth? Blood? What difference does that make? You kidnap men for ransom, yet dare ask the difference between us? No, the Marquis' kidnapping was no plan of Wiegraf's. He would never hold a man for ransom. So yeah, like I said, it seems like there's differing ideals even within the brigade. Then who? Someone kidnapped the Marquis Elmdor de Limberry. Speak! If not you, then on whom would you pin the deed? It was Gustav. Who is Gustav? Gustav Margrif, Lieutenant Commander of the Dead Men. So the Corpse Brigade was behind the kidnapping. No, we're not like Gustav. We fight to end the aristocracy, not to become it. To be treated as equals, as the men of honor we are. Oh, a kick to the face. What do maggots know of honor? That's enough, Argath. So where is this Gustav? In the Sandrat Sietch. Sandrat? Looks like that's where we'll be going next. You are not of Galleon. Small wonder you've not heard of them. Sandrats are unique to the Zeklos Desert, north of Dorter. Do any villages lie between here and the desert? Villages? No, at least not anymore. But the desert men once had a settlement on the outskirts, and its ruins remain. Then that's where we'll find Gustav and the Marquis. Aye, like as not. How can you be so certain? A Sietch is a Sandrat's burrow, his home. Ah, that makes sense. Alright. So yeah, that's one more battle out of the way, and we have another city in which to check out the shop. Every town, or most towns anyways, have different items sometimes. Doesn't look like there's anything particularly special here for now, but I think after this next battle, the merchants start bringing in new equipment. So, Zeklos. I believe we have time for one more battle. This shouldn't take too long. Even if this becomes a bit of a longer episode, I guess it's not too bad. So yeah, let's go ahead and go in. Alright. So this is an interesting situation. We have two squads here, and that we can set up, and there's two per squad. So for Ram's side, let's go ahead and have him with the white mage. And on this other side, we'll have Tefana and our black mage together. Sounds good. Actually, probably should have looked at some abilities, but I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time with that. We should be just fine the way we're set up now. Then you've heard about the Order? They mean to strike us for true. I have heard. So what's to become of us? I say we forget this business and run. There's not for it. Agreed. If we follow Wiegraf, he will lead us only to our graves. Aye, that much is plain. Gods be good, Gustav's ransom of the Marquis will fatten our purses enough that we can quit this life for good and all. Yeah, so these guys are pretty much betraying the brigade. I mean, I can kind of understand that to an extent, since they were screwed over by the war. But this kind of does make them out to be double-crossers, and I don't know. They probably should have stuck with Wiegraf. Maybe something good would have come of it. The Order, they're here! We must silence this watch before they raise the alarm. Okay, so I would say compared to the last battle, this isn't too bad of a fight, particularly since we have a black mage. They're in an enclosed space, and that'll allow us to get in some good magic on them. We'll mainly be using our guest characters, Ramza and our Squire, to keep them holed up in there so we can basically pelt them from afar with our black mage. So this otherwise difficult fight is actually kind of made easy if you know what you're doing. It could be said about any fight though. Alright, so they're all moving towards Argath's entrance, which makes sense. He is the closest enemy after all. While as Delita's side really only has a monk and an archer to deal with usually. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and have Ramza move up here. Looks like we're gonna wait. I'm gonna have our white mage as close to the center as possible, just so he can get in buffs on everybody. Alright, nobody seems to have really taken damage yet. Oh, Delita has though. Oh, that was my mistake. Alright, but let's have our black mage come out here. Let's go ahead and demonstrate fire. Looks like we can hit 3 people here, which is good. Actually, no, we want to have her on this side in case Argath leaves. Just gonna have her wait. And here comes the carnage. It'll be even more ridiculous once we're able to equip her with better magic equipment, once she gets a boost to her magic attack, we'll probably be able to one-shot a lot of these enemies. Let's get in behind. Argath is a little weak, but I'm gonna go ahead and heal Delita. Keep him in the fight as long as possible. Fortunately, that only heals 10, but we'll take it. They don't seem to have very good compatibility. We'll have our Squire come up here and heal Argath instead. There we go. So as you can see, having some healing capability on everybody is really helpful. This monk's almost down too. That's fantastic. Alright, so Argath is probably going to move back, which is why I moved our Squire up. We don't want them getting shots in on free shots in on our mage. Ooh. Oh, he's gonna do a Cyclone Punch. That's unfortunate. I should have I should have seen that coming. But it's not too bad. We can get him back up if we need to. Alright. So this guy is charging. Unfortunately... It might be better to put it here. Finish them off. Finish 2 of them off. And boom. Gotta love that black magic. Awesome, he missed. Was not expecting that. Looks like he found an item. There are some hidden items on each of these maps. I mean, I'm not too worried about them, honestly. They generally are like consumables that you can just buy for cheap. But later on, you can find some better stuff. Especially once we get somebody with move find item. Like a good move find item rate. Because there's normally 2 items on every each of the secret locations for items. Let's go have our white mage here. Yeah, this is gonna sound strange, but when you're looking for secret items, there's 2 possible items that can be in the said location. The lower your brave, the more chance you have of getting the better item. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Who's Anton? Or whatever. That's Samson. Hamon. Okay. So it's the archer. So since he's the only one that's getting a turn, I'm gonna go ahead and target the knight. We'll go ahead and wait. Meanwhile, doesn't look like we can do a whole lot, so we'll just go ahead and potion. Because why not? And we'll wait. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess we kind of wasted a Phoenix down on him just to die. And there's another one down. So yeah, this battle's pretty much over at this point. Alright, let's go ahead and finish off the knight here. And we'll bring in our squire to protect him. Protect her, I'm sorry. Not gonna wait. Yeah, Black Mage is just insane, especially in Chapter 1. For the sake of getting some more JP, I'm gonna go ahead and have Ramza heal himself a bit. Probably won't need it, but since we're trying not to grind too much, we might as well have everyone do an action. Come on. Alright, we'll just go ahead and do that. The healing's really worthless, and we're just trying to get some XP, because our Black Mage is pretty much doing all of the work. He's in a solid shot, but it's not going to matter now. I believe this should finish him off. Oh, not quite. Damn, they must have terrible compatibility, but that's alright. Stone for the win? Yep. So yeah, not too bad of a fight. These sand rats are long in the slaying. It is well no others have found us while we tarried here. Well said. They really didn't stand a chance. Not against us. And we get a blind knife and some gil. Yeah, if you've noticed, I probably haven't been spending too much gil. Mainly just on consumables and upgrading equipment when we need to. It's good to hoard some gil, especially if you don't plan to grind that much, because it is easy to spend a lot of it as you're trying to keep your party up to date. Oh, looks like we've got a sword fight here. You've taken leave of your senses, Gustav. Have I? What hope does your fool revolution hold? Dreams do not fill a man's stomach or make soft the packed earth on which he beds. You see not beyond the end of your own nose. The crown strays, Gustav. It must be led back onto the path. And do you think yourself the man to do this? More the fool you, Wiegraf. You have spoken your fill? Then we are done. There we go. Finishing blow. I'm sure all this infighting is the last thing that Wiegraf wants right now, especially since Ramza and the party is on his tail. Wiegraf! The Marquis! No further. How dare you threaten me? Stay yourself, Argath. The Marquis is unharmed. You are free to return him to Egros. Why release him? The Marquis' abduction was ill done. Such craven methods serve not our ends. Let me walk free, and I will release the Marquis to your care. A fair bargain. You mock us. You are in no position to bargain. Enough, Argath. He speaks the truth. Yeah, we don't want to mess with him quite yet. He's a lot stronger than he might appear. But we'll be fighting him later, don't worry. Let him go, Argath. Why do you stay me? The Corpse Brigade is finished in any case. There's not to be gained by a quarrel here. It's a good point. We don't want to risk our physical health against him quite yet. The Marquis as well. He is weak, but he would seem unharmed. And at least we got the Marquis back. That's the important part. We must see him back to Egros. Alright. And there's that battle. This went on a little longer than normal, just because I wanted to get in a couple battles. It seemed to be a little shorter than normal, so yeah, I'll go ahead and end it here. Again, this is TheInterloper, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. You all have a good day.